when I was finally at the point as a musician where I was even remotely a peer of Edward and the guys in the Pink Dots, and we toured together, we talked about the idea of doing a recording together, and to me this is like the ultimate fantasy. You know, forget David Bowie and Robert Smith and all of those huge famous people. What I really want to do is make a record with these guys, with my heroes, who still mean as much to me because, you know, they were up there next to all of these other idols. And it took us 10 years to make this record, really, from the time we first started talking about it. Years and years later, when it finally worked on our schedules, I showed up at Edward's house, and we had set this chunk of time aside, and at the same time my best friend Anthony was really sick, and we spent one day together at Edward's house starting to write, and we wrote the Jack of Hands, the very creepy song that we played earlier. And on day 2 I woke up in London, left Neil at an Airbnb, got on the overground and went out to meet Edward for work. And I got a phone call while I was on the train from my friend back in Boston saying, this is the day you have to come back because Anthony is going to die. And I knew on that train that I was going to get to the other end and see Edward and tell him I was going to have to scrap this entire project and go to the airport and go home to be with my dying friend. And he was so nice about it, totally understanding, hugged me. I was 7 months pregnant, weeping. I must have looked like the very, very beautiful and pathetic. And I promised him that I would come back within a year, and I did, and last June we actually finally made this record. And so it meant a lot to me that when we talked about doing the set list, Edward wanted to do this song, which is a song that I wrote for Anthony right after he died for his memorial service. And I wrote about Anthony a lot in my book. He was a complicated friend. He taught me everything I feel like I know about love and compassion, and he introduced me to yoga and meditation and Buddhism, but he was obsessed with weapons. And like this really, really mindful yogi into guns and knives, which is, I've been starting to think on this European tour while telling the story, is how you guys must kind of see all Americans. Like these kind of nice people who are completely violent and fucked up. And why? Anyway, he used to threaten me that he was gonna leave me his knife collection. Like, you know, like as some kind of Zen koan, like to see what I would say. So this song was my answer. I like to think that he's up there dead, hopefully listening. It's called Machete. I have never liked the box of knives you said was a paradox because you're kind but withstood a childhood that robbed you blind of love that was safe, and so you learned to fight. I have never liked the box of knives you said was a paradox because you're kind but withstood a childhood that robbed you blind of love that was safe, and so you learned to fight. And I have never liked the box of knives you said was a paradox because you're kind but withstood a childhood that robbed you blind of love that was safe, and so you learned to fight. And I have never liked the box of knives you said was a paradox because you're kind but withstood a childhood that robbed you blind of love that was safe, and so you learned to fight. What do I do with this stuff? It seems like yesterday I called you up. I had this terrible case of the past. I didn't know how to get it off. I didn't know how to get it off. And you took your machete, and she sliced through the vines that wrapped around me, and she said, I don't know what I'm doing, so I'll just keep on cutting. It's worth a little blood to get your arms free. I have never liked the box of a knife she said was a paradox because you're kind but wasted. A child took the robbed, you were blind of love that was safe, and so you learned to fight. And I have never liked the box of a knife you said was a paradox because you're kind but wasted. A child took the robbed, you blind of love that was safe, and so you learned to fight. What do I do with this stuff? It seems like yesterday I was in love. I kept on covering the soft spots up. I didn't know how to get them off. I didn't know how to get them off. And you took your machete, and you hacked through the wood in the surrounding, and she said, I don't know where I'm going, I just know that I'm heading from the dead things piled up behind me. And you took your machete, and you carved out a path to my chest, and you said, see, there's nothing not worth keeping. You've felt so many beatings, but nothing's gonna work if you believe me. Nothing's gonna work if you believe me. Oh, I have never liked the box of a knife you said was a paradox because some kind but twisted a child to the wrong. You were blind of a love that was safe, and so you learned to fight. And I have never liked the box of a knife you said was a paradox because some kind but twisted a child to the wrong. You were blind of a love that was safe, and so you learned to fight. And I have never liked the box of knives. I took it to the ocean side the day you died. I stood out on the dock no matter how hard I tried. I couldn't walk it in and I collapsed and cried. What do I do with this stuff? It seems like yesterday you were alive, and it's as if you never really died. And it's as if you never really died. And you took your machete. You said, boo, guess who but seriously beauty. You said, see, you get the drill, now don't you? It's not a will or won't, you can't keep making symbols out of nothing. So I took your machete and I sliced off your head. You laughed and you said, see, it's just like antimatter. It's Dumbo's magic feather. You don't need me here to catch you. You don't need me here to catch you. You don't need me